No opening required. No opening required. This is a joke. I mean, I said on Twitter that I would probably be fuming in this video, whereas in Twitter, I don't have enough words to say it. In reality, maybe that was even a lie, much like Amber Heard has told multiple times. I really don't know what I'm going to say in this video, but what I will say is what a goddamn joke. I'm not going to swear. I'm going to still keep it, PG-13, nice YouTube, pat me on the back, all that good stuff. But how this is just the worst possible situation that could occur for more than one reason. More than one reason. Johnny Depp, I really truly feel doesn't deserve this. You look at the stuff that's come on over the coming days. I assume people that watch these videos maybe have seen Jeremy from The Quartering. I love him. I watch him all the time. I pick and choose what I watch, but definitely the Amber Heard, Johnny Depp stuff I watch quite a bit. So you've probably seen the whole judge seemingly throughout just didn't even care about all of the evidence. I had seen that even before Jeremy talked about it. So I do feel like, it's not just him making stuff up. I do feel like there is stuff there. And we talk about, okay, well, this isn't going to land him in jail or anything, this going down the way it's going to be, and he's appealing it, and you see the repercussions. You see what's actually happened. So while Amber Heard, who at the very least is semi-innocent but semi-not, okay, that's where she stands. Like I said, like literally both of these people, no matter what you view about either of them, no matter our biases and all that kind of stuff, Johnny Depp, I'm sure, has done some bad stuff. And I mean, we know that. I know people sometimes get mad at me for saying that. I don't think there's anything wrong saying with everybody's done some bad stuff in their life. If you say that you haven't, I feel like you're probably lying to yourself, or you're just a really terrific person, which, I greatly appreciate. Now, bad stuff, obviously there's some ranges. I've never done certain bad things, right? It depends, I guess, obviously on where you say, where you put your marker on these bad things. But I assume in this relationship, neither of them are fully innocent. But in terms of what she accused him of doing, in terms of what he says, no, that's not actually all the way true, or that's not true at all, or you just made that stuff up. And also, by the way, you did a lot of stuff too that we're just going to obviously be completely cool with. Amber Heard is doing reshoots for Justice League right now. Amber Heard is going to be in Aquaman 2 right now. Johnny Depp's done. Johnny Depp, we talked literally 2 days ago about Pirate 6 is absolutely doomed. Absolutely. And I guess I had a little bit of optimism. I know people in the comments had optimism. Well, I hate to do this to you, but I don't know how you could see this stuff today. Or I'm recording it today. I'm recording it like 10 minutes after it happens. But yesterday, I guess. I don't know how you can see that and be optimistic. And again, I'm not going to tell you need to be pessimistic or anything, but he was forced. Now, and people are running with this too, even in the way that people are announcing this. They say Johnny Depp has quit Fantastic Beasts. You idiots, you liars. That's not what happened. You think one day Johnny Depp woke up and said, yeah, I feel like quitting today. Well, it's just very, in the age of fake news, it's misleading. It's misleading. It's just a flat out lie. He was forced to quit. He literally says in his Instagram post that Warner Bros. Asked him to resign as Grindelwald in Fantastic Beasts, and that's what he did. He's doing it. So, number one, he's out. So to ruin a guy's life, this is how you do it. To ruin his future career, this is how you do it. Again, connecting it to Pirates, which is, obviously a thing that we've cared about so much here, you just can't. You can't do anything because if you literally the person that would give him a chance, of all people, actually, J.K. Rowling, if she, of all people, and Warner Bros., now I feel like it was probably above her in terms of Warner Bros. Just in general, if they decided that he's done, who is going to give this man a chance? Who? Nobody. No, maybe smaller, like indie things, possibly. Maybe if he clears his name at some point, possibly. But this makes it even worse because if he appeals this and say he wins miraculously, which at this point I really don't see how that's possible, but say he appeals and for some reason it's found that, we messed some stuff up. Or in the U.S. court, it's found that, actually he did he won. Well, what do? You just fired him as Grindelwald. Now you look at the movie. My God, you want to talk about not only just killing a man's career, but let's talk about killing a movie franchise. Fantastic Beasts, maybe it's an unpopular opinion. I actually really liked the first one. I thought it was a very, very solid film. I don't think it had the spirit that Harry Potter's had, but I thought it was a really good in terms of what they were trying to do. The second one was pretty darn awful. I really don't think there's any other way of saying it. But you know what wasn't awful in two? You know what? One, I would even go so far to say a person that wasn't awful in two? Grindelwald. Grindelwald, I'd say, was easily the best part of Fantastic Beasts 2. He made sense. His motives were clear. He's a villain, but much like I like villains in the modern day, they're just slight twists on the heroes, right? If you just think of something slightly differently than what somebody else may, then you're obviously, you're not thinking the exact same way, but you're thinking close, but that puts you maybe at odds against each other, and that's what Grindelwald is. And I love that. I think they did a really anybody, and Johnny Depp for one, for acting it, but also just the character. I think his character is very, very good. And now it's gone. And now they've been filming for, as far as I know, Fantastic Beasts 3 for at least like a month, right? They announced around a month ago, I feel like early October, that they had started filming this. And we knew from, I guess, like leaked different like casting stuff that Johnny Depp, when he did like the court cases and all that stuff, he would be filming from November to February. So I think he was like currently filming this thing, like maybe even like right now, and they asked him to resign. So they still have, and by the way, if he really was supposed to be filming all the way till February, that means he has an enormous, which is, I think, obvious, right, because he's the main villain, but he would have an enormous part in this movie. Now, although the rumors would have said, like, oh, maybe they're cutting his stuff back, I mean, if he's filming literally from beginning to end, the entire movie, he obviously has a pretty big role. And so now what do you do? Well, now anything he's filmed, you need to refilm. Anything that's left to film, you have to film, and you have to bring somebody else back. Now, obviously, the ability of him that he was Colin Farrell and then he was Johnny Depp. Do you bring back Colin Farrell? I mean, I don't even want to say, I don't want to be positive here, because I was going to say, Colin Farrell is actually a really, really good actor. I actually really loved him as, the fake Grindelwald kind of in the first one. He did a really, really good job. But I also really like Johnny Depp's, okay? Now, I guess I would have said, like, if Johnny Depp wasn't in this role, say, I would have been fine with Colin Farrell. I'm not going to be positive, though. I feel like if they get Colin Farrell back, they could be fine. But an issue also is he's filming Batman right now, the Batman, and he's filming it actually for quite a while. So I don't think they'd be able to even get him back. They may actually have to find somebody entirely different. So just what a pure disaster, okay? This shows a couple things. This shows that Hollywood, the Hollywood elites, but just Hollywood in general, firstly, they're very wish-washy, and if something just is inconvenient to them, it's over. I mean, they have to jump ship. But if something requires them to maybe stand up for something, or and by the way, stand up not for like the thing that like you're obviously paid to do, okay? I don't think it's unfair. No matter, and I'm not going to say who I'm politically affiliated with, but what I will say is you could be affiliated with anybody, but if you can't see that Hollywood, the media, all of them are literally like together, then you are just you're blind. You're absolutely blind, okay? I don't think that's unfair to say at all. Obviously, the Hollywood elite are in with a certain candidate. Obviously, the media is in with a certain candidate, and there's literally no arguing it, right? So we've already seen that they really have no, and I'm not saying like that's wrong, like he's not a good candidate or he is, or whatever, because I'm not going to say that. But what I will say is I don't really think anybody has any backbone to say, well, you know what, maybe I actually like the other guy, or maybe I like a third person. You know what I mean? Like maybe I don't just agree with the crowd and what everybody else thinks just because we have to think it. I think that's what Hollywood is in general, is we have to think this way because, I don't know, we have to feel like we're in charge. We have to feel like we're part of the group with everybody else, with the common folk, the one who gives us their money for us to have a life, right? That's where their mindset is. So it shows that, again, firstly, they were unwilling to even listen to evidence before it was presented, or like, you know what I mean, like jump the ship. They jumped the ship way too early. Now, technically not Warner Bros. In fact, they were the ones, you could say most, I don't know, I don't know if you would call it progressive. I don't know if you would call it conservative. I feel like you would maybe lean that way because they kind of leaned into the motto of innocent until proven guilty. And Warner Bros. Is the only one, J.K. Rowling is the only one that took that to heart. Innocent until proven guilty. Now that all this stuff has come out, now I guess you could argue that it's guilty, that, it's innocent, and then he was found guilty, so he's guilty. But again, all of this wish-washy thing with the court, with the Sun, which I just hear every day bad things about the Sun, that they're liars, that they're the equivalent of some bad, publications here. How do you trust them in the first place? A, and secondly, of course they're going to win. They're higher up. You would think Johnny Depp is, but again, Johnny Depp has a negative kind of look on Hollywood, so now you have everybody against him. So again, much like if you say you're against them politically and you're in that Hollywood circle, and then you're completely blacklisted and you're just thrown to the side and kicked in the face, right, like many people are. Well, he is in a different situation where he is kind of anti them in that he's in a unique situation with Amber Heard, that she did some stuff to him. Maybe he did some stuff to her. Obviously, the courts have decided, what the court decided, but there's just a lot of weirdness around all of it. And I don't even know if we can trust the courts. A lot of people say that we can't trust the courts. So, well, I get that people will say that, they have the evidence and Johnny Depp is guilty, and why can't you just go with that? Well, I mean, again, the additional stuff that comes out that the judge just seemingly has the same talking points that Amber Heard has. We know what his wife is like a friend of theirs. Like there's actually literal personal connections between the judge and Amber Heard. We know they're going up against a major publication, which obviously you're going to have quite a bit of difficulty going up against them. I mean, the thing you could call it rigged. It's rigged. And so, my God, I don't know. This is a disaster for Johnny Depp. This is a disaster for Fantastic Beasts. There's just no way that they can fully recover in at least this movie, maybe in 4 and 5, if they get that far, because 2 sucked. 2 was terribly written, terribly directed, everything. And they're only 2 in. They got 3 more to go. And I don't know, and now you don't have Johnny Depp. It's just not a good situation. Pirate 6 is just finished, and I really don't see how Disney, obviously the most progressive company in the entire planet, I don't know how they would ever convince anybody up there to hire him back. If Warner Bros, again, the only company that was willing to at least see it through, and then, yeah, maybe they got fooled by a false verdict or whatever, however you want to say it. But at least they were willing to say innocent until proven guilty. Disney has always been guilty until proven innocent. Now, for whatever reason, James Gunn is obviously innocent, even though he did some pretty darn sketchy tweets. I understand that, it was jokes and he didn't actually mean them, and I guess there's no concrete evidence to back it up. But he said some pretty crazy, let's just say crazy. He said some pretty crazy things in those tweets that I bet you if you did do a super, and I don't want to get too conspiracy, but I wonder about him. And I'm not saying he's a bad guy. I'm not saying I hate him as a director. In fact, I think he's an amazing director. I think he's awesome. But Disney, of all companies, right, they fired Johnny Depp before literally anything even happened, okay? And you think now they're going to bring him back? Gosh darn it. Gosh darn it, I did not expect this. I really thought he would at least get past Fantastic Beasts 3, and then they would fire him. Instead, well, now he needs to be recast. Who's going to recast? My God. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Make sure you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on, following me on all the other social media stuff. Any other news we see on this, I will be covering. I'll cover Fantastic Beasts 3. I'll cover the future of Pirates, which there's just no way that's going to be good, all in the future. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.